Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday to everyone. I will start with a thank you for being patient as we moved over. As I said before, this is pretty good turnout. And the bait station, I just didn't think that it was going to be the right space for us, so we're going to slide over here. But thank you for your patience. I'm Ed McNeal, Marketing and Communications Director for the City of Winston-Salem. And what I'd like for you to do is help me to welcome the council member of the Southeast Ward. He's been your representative since 2009, and he lives just right across there. He walked up today. I think he gets an extra applause for that. Please welcome council member James Taylor, Jr.
Good morning. It's my honor and privilege to bring greetings on behalf of the residents of the sensational Southeast Ward. As I look around the room, I see some of the friends and family and supporters of this area. I'm truly reminded of one of the reasons why we're so sensational. We gather here today to recognize Mr. Quincey Stoker in this dedication of the bait station. I got to tell you, Mr. McNeal mentioned that I live right over here, but I've been in this community my entire life, and I've seen some of the changes, I've seen some of the transition. I support this community, and I know that around this room there are a number of people who support it as well. Mr. Stoker supported this community, and I know that his family is here with us, and they'll be recognized in just a moment. But today we recognize a man who had dedication, who was honorable, and every day he came in and he did what he could to support not only this particular facility, but the Southeast Ward at large. So today, it's not about me, it's not about anybody else here today, it's about him and his family. We honor him for being steadfast, unmovable, and for doing it every single day. Being fairly young, I know I've got a bunch of grades, but I'm fairly young on the grand scheme of things. There's a lot of people who sort of do a job for a few years, and then they move on to something else. But somebody who stayed to the grind, that's something that's important, it's notable, and we should definitely elevate those type of people every chance that we get. And that's one of the reasons why I like the city of Winston-Salem. If you notice, there are things named after people, but we take our time, we choose carefully, and we're honored to name this particular bait station after Mr. Q. Stoker. So, diversity is in the room. We've got people who are young, we've got people who are ambitious, we've got people who are. So is there anyone who remembers this facility before the Salem Lake Marina? By show of hands? I think the city of Winston-Salem is doing a marvelous job, right? Let's give them a round of applause, please. So to the friends and family of Mr. Stoker, thank you for being here. Again, we honor Mr. Stoker for his service to our community. Mayor Pro Tem Burke was not able to be here today. She does send her best for this event. Our mayor, Alan Jones, was not able to be here today, but he has sent comments in lieu of his presence, and we'll just pause for a moment and hear from our mayor, Mr. Alan Jones.
Good morning. I'm Alan Jones, Mayor of Winston-Salem, and I'm so sorry I can't be with you today as we dedicate this bait shop in honor of Quincey Stoker. I can't think of a better person to honor this morning. I knew Quincey very, very well, and he was a fierce supporter and fierce protector of Salem Lake and what it means to the citizens of Winston-Salem, not only as a recreational facility, but also as a water source. Remember him talking about stories of patrolling the banks of the lake and looking for runoff and things that would impact the water quality there. And he worked hard to bring improvements to the lake, and I think he would be just so delighted with this new facility that the bait shop is located in. So I'm here to congratulate the family and to say thank you to Quincey Stoker for what he meant to not only Salem Lake, but to the city of Winston-Salem. And so on behalf of all the citizens of Winston-Salem, all 245,000 of them, we pause to remember Quincey, and now he'll be remembered in perpetuity here with the naming of this bait shop in his honor. Thank you very much.
Our community is indeed better off because Mr. Stoker came before us. He was a fierce protector of Salem Lake, and it was in good hands before he got here. It was in good hands while he's here. And the next gentleman I'm going to bring to the microphone, this facility and this lake will be in good hands because of him. This gentleman has led a number of projects in our area, from the beautiful quarry just down the street to the renovation of this marina center here at Salem Lake. He's a gentleman who is ambitious. He's a gentleman who's concerned. He's a gentleman who's passionate. Without further ado, I want to introduce our Director of Parks and Recreation, Mr. William Royston.
This is a wonderful, wonderful time for all of us to be able to come together to celebrate such an honor for Quincey Stoker. How's everyone doing this morning? Yeah. I know that we can do a lot better job, much better job than that, honoring Quincey Stoker. How's everyone doing this morning? Yeah. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I've heard stories about Mr. Stoker shortly after I started here with the city, and people say, well, Quincey did this and Mr. Stoker did that. Never really knew a whole lot about him as a man and his role here at Salem Lake. But over the years, have grown to learn, research and learn that he had a tremendous impact on taking this wonderful facility that we call Salem Lake and creating, having the kind of passion to protect it and preserve it so that several generations later, it's a regional draw, not only for the citizens of Winston-Salem, but we have people coming from Kernersville, High Point, Greensboro, Raleigh, Durham area. They come here to Salem Lake, and it's part of the hard work that he put into this facility that's kept it being one of our prized parks here in our park system. I believe Quincey was working as a city employee before he came to the Recreation and Parks Department in 1971. I was born in 1972. And it's almost a disservice for me to be able to speak to all of the accomplishments that he made, but I know that he had a tremendous impact, not only for, here at Salem Lake, but as Councilmember Taylor mentioned, to the community as a whole. It's an honor to be here today. It's an honor to be able to respect him and honor him in this manner. And I thank you all for being here. I thank his family, staff for all of the support in making this happen. At this time, I'd like to bring up ask his daughter, Miss Diana Beeson, to come forward, and her brother to kind of introduce the family. There are far too many family members for me to write them all down, but we'd like to bring you up to give you an opportunity to introduce the family members. Thank you.
Okay. I'm his daughter. My daughter is here, which was his granddaughter, Wendy Whitfield, his great-granddaughter, Reagan Whitfield, and his great-great-grandson, Braylon Tyler. And my husband is here, Steve Beeson. Sorry, he's lived through this. I can honestly say that no one deserved this more than my daddy. But I have to give honor to my mother, too, for supporting him through all the years. And they both deceased in 1993.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming, because I knew it was going to be a crowd, and evidently they didn't know.
Now we know.
So in other words, maybe better plan. But my wife, Linda, my son, Scott, Brad, his wife, Erin, we have 2 grandchildren, Sam, he'd like to say something too, probably. And Emma. I did. And my wife, Linda. You know, so, okay. But don't pull. But thank you very much for coming, because it means a lot to the family.
And again, we thank Mr. Stoker, but we know that he couldn't be the man that he was without family, which is something that's extremely important to me. So thank you to the family, and again to all those who came here today. Now it's time for a special presentation, and we will just take a moment and unveil. This is something that's extremely important to the city of Winston-Salem, and hopefully the family will appreciate it. It will hang here in this facility going forward, but we'll unveil it on the count of 3. 1, 2. All right. And I'll take a moment and just read the plaque. This bait shop is dedicated to Quincey W. Stoker, Jr., Warden of Salem Lake from 1971 to 1988, to honor his dedication to the habitat of the lake. loyal commitment, and 17 years of devoted service to the citizens of Winston-Salem through the Winston-Salem Recreation and Parks Department. Let's give everybody a round of applause.